Good morning, everyone. Beautiful Murli. This Murli Baba spoke in 1976, 15th December. Generally, December is a time where it's generally the Christmas holidays and around that time. And generally, during that time, the mood and atmosphere in the foreign world is more around, those who don't have nuclear families and stuff, they go into depression. So that is one thing to keep that in the backdrop. But Baba is bringing our attention to that qualities, the qualities of resilience, the quality of clarity, and especially some qualities which are generally um, qualities that Baba appreciate in double foreigners is what Baba is bringing our attention to in today's Murli. So, and all of us are foreigners, our home being Paramdam, and we are all foreigners in this land. And at this last stage, everyone is totally exhausted. And Baba gives paints a little bit of picture of that in today's Murli also. And what is the role that we need to step into? We need to step up in our game. That's what Baba is sharing in today's Murli. Baba says, today, BapDada is pleased to see all of you multi-million times fortunate children. Just take a minute, try to acknowledge the fortune of having Baba in our life. Acknowledge Baba, one who is most loved and one who loves us the most. We not only recognize him, but also we enjoy the loving company of Baba. And Baba is pleased to see all of you multi-million times fortunate children. Each one of you is an invaluable jewel in the showcase of the world. Each of you know your own value according to your capacity. However, BapDada constantly sees the perfect stage of each of you. He knows the value of each jewel while seeing all three stages of each one. The stage of beginning, middle, and the end. The present angelic form, future deity form, and worthy of worship form of the middle period. Baba's vision is a Trikaldarshi vision, and his vision of past, present, and future is always positive. He sees your present form as an angelic form, and he sees your future as a deity form, And he sees your middle period as worship-worthy form. His vision on us is always empowering. Each jewel is one of the handful out of multi-millions, and a few out of that handful. Do you consider yourself to be this? Put the countless souls of the world on one side and put yourself on the other side and see how elevated the present and the future form of each of you are. Do you constantly have this much intoxication? Even today, devotees are still worshipping your worthy of worship deity form. They're invoking you, living deities, into their non living idols. They are calling out, come and liberate us from peacelessness. Can you hear your devotees and your future subjects calling you? Seeing the upheaval of government of today, everyone is remembering the world emperors and empress and the kingdom of Rama, the god of paradise. They all want that kingdom back. Together with the Father, all of you also have the right to that golden age kingdom of Rama. Your subjects are invoking all of you who have a right to the kingdom and are begging you to bring the kingdom back to them. Does this sound of theirs not reach all of you elevated souls? Everyone is crying out. Some are crying out with their mouths, and others because of the peacelessness in their mind. Some are crying out because of taxes, some because of their family problems, and some because of insecurities in their positions. All the great ones who have a right to the kingdom are crying out because they fear one another. Children are crying because they are burdened by their studies. Young and old, all are crying out. Is the sound of everyone's crying reaching your ears? At such a time, all of you are towers of peace together with Baba. Everyone's vision is drawn to the towers of peace. Everyone is watching and waiting to see when the sound of victory will be heard after the cries of distress. So, all of you are towers of peace. Speak. When will you let the sound of the joy of victory be heard? BapDada has placed all of you children in the corporeal world to become instruments. So, corporeal angels, when will you remove the sorrow of the world through your angelic forms and create the land of happiness? Are you ready to do this? Foreigners have come last and are going fast. When will you grant salvation to everyone at a fast speed? Are you ever ready? BapDada points everyone towards you children. the Shaktis are worshipped a lot more. There are two queues. One is the line of the Pandavas queuing in front of Hanuman, and other is the line of Shaktis queuing in front of Goddess Vaishnava. There are long queues in front of both. Day by day, the queues are getting longer. So, you are going to give the devotees the fruit of their devotion by granting them liberation and salvation, Arjuna. Constantly consider yourselves to be a master bestower of liberation and salvation and distribute the prasad, the holy food offering of mukti and jivan mukti to all the devotees. Do you know how to distribute this prasad of mukti and jivan mukti? You are now well practiced in distributing tolis. Therefore, now distribute this prasad of mukti and jivan mukti. Today, Baba has come especially to meet the foreigners. Today, Baba will tell you what scenes he saw in the world at Amritvela. One was those of crying out, chillana, and other was of those who just make do with everything, chalana. One group was crying out, and the other group was making do by making everything happen with a push, dakka. In any situation, they think that they have to do it in that way. When someone is stuck and unable to move, he is given a push. When someone won't move, artificial wheels are put under it to make it move. In today's language, unless a task is given the wheels of one or another facility, that task will not be accomplished. It is now the season and fashion of giving wheels. This proves that they are not able to accomplish anything normally. In everything that they are making do, by pushing themselves along or by being given wheels. So today's news was that everyone in the world is either crying out or simply making do with everything at their work and in their lives. This is why even the government today is just called, that is, in name. Crying out in distress and making do with everything is the condition of people in today's world. Chillana or chalana. Some are crying out in distress, chillana, and others are having to make do with everything. So, did you hear the news of the world? Foreigners also have a specialty, and this is why BapDada has found his children and brought them here from far, far away. Did you ever even dream that you would become the long lost and now found children of such a father? Father has selected all of you children from every corner of the world and made you into a bouquet of the family. So, all of you who have come from different places are the various flowers in the bouquet of Brahmin family. The speciality of foreigners. According to the drama, double foreigners have received a special lift. On the basis of this lift, all of you who have come last are going very fast. What is the gift of that lift? You foreigners have this speciality, that is, you have received a special lift because you have become tired from experiencing all the facilities of comfort. Whereas the people of Bharat are just beginning to experience all of those things. When someone feels satisfied, no matter what physical comforts or things are placed in front of them, he won't be attracted to any of them. Having experienced all the things of temporary happiness, he has become full. So it is as though the stomach of the foreigners have become full of things that only give temporary happiness. This is why they are able to step away from everything very easily. They have also found the support that they needed and are therefore easily able to experience belonging to one Baba and none another. You have definitely renounced everything, but you renounced it all only after having experienced everything and become full. The foreigners have such a lift that as soon as they come here, their intellects are able to step away from all of those things. The atmosphere of Bharat has become one of the searching for some support. And this is why it hurts the hearts of the people of Bharat to renounce something. You foreigners are able to let go of everything at once with enthusiasm. As soon as you let go, you become free. Choda to chuta. Secondly, you foreigners have the sanskara of doing whatever you think. Free will. You have a don't care attitude. You definitely do what you think. You don't worry about what this one will say or what that one will say. You have already gone beyond public opinion and what society thinks. This is why you are able to go faster than the people of Bharat in your efforts. The people of Bharat have more concern than you about what people and society would say. Double foreigners are already free from this public opinion. Half of all of their relationships are already broken. And this is why they are able to go fast. Even though they have come last, do you understand? According to the drama, this is the speciality of you foreigners. These things belong to the path of ignorance. Nevertheless, those sanskaras have become an easy way in the drama to bring about transformation within yourself. This sanskara of not getting bothered by people's opinion is still on the path of ignorance. Nevertheless, those sanskaras have become an easy way in the drama to bring about transformation within yourself. This is how it has been made easy for you foreigners. You foreigners are clever at making yourself free from attachment. Indians living abroad are also caught up in that atmosphere. Whereas you foreigners have become clever at taking a jump. Do you foreigners understand your speciality? Let us take a pause and try to observe some of the qualities that Baba is identifying about double foreigners. Quality of going beyond public opinion, going beyond the conformity of the society, going beyond the public approval, people's approval, neediness to be approved by the people. And that itself is a sense of attachment that helps us to go beyond an attachment of getting public approval. And some of the other things Baba is identifying is those who have already experienced all of these physical things, limited luxuries or comforts, does not attract them anymore. In other words, been there, done that, and they move on forward. And Baba is bringing our attention on our fortune and with the contrast of what is happening. The current state of the world news, Baba is telling everything is driven out of either you have to yell at people or either you have to push yourself, compromise or push yourself through. Chillana ya chalana. That is the only way things are working nowadays. And Baba gives a different contrast of different contexts. Either it is a job or people or government or relationships. All of those things are either you have to shout out and get things done, or you have to compromise and jugaad to get through. So that is the current state. And then Baba says, like with respect to that, when you look at your own form, where you are, Baba is bringing our attention to two cues before Pandavas and Shaktis. And Baba is asking us to offer them this prasad of Mukti and Jivan Mukti. And here is another beautiful vision. Baba, how Baba looks at us. Baba is looking at us as towers of peace. And Baba is encouraging us to become that Avyakt angel, subtle angel from corporeal angels, inspiring us to step into our angelic form and be the tower of peace and serve the souls who are distressed. It's a beautiful Murli. Baba has this beautiful vision of ourselves. Whatever Baba looks, either our past, our future, or during the middle phase, Baba always looks at our angelic stage, current angelic stage, or future deity form, or the worshipworthy form. Baba is asking, do you recognize your own fortune? You recognize that you are one in multi-million. Let us take a minute. Let us meditate on that. Try to feel with your heart the support for our heart, Baba. Try to acknowledge the fortune of Baba being in our life. Try to recognize the fortune of recognizing Baba and accepting Baba's love. And just allowing Baba to invoke our true capability. See yourself through Baba's eyes and just allow and accept that divinity within you. As you stabilize yourself in your angelic stage, as you stay absorbed in Baba's love, Baba's light, as you feel the closeness with your heart to Baba and closeness to your real self, angelic, divine self. Very comfortable in your Adi and Anadi sthiti, Sampanna and Sampurna sthiti. And just extending that love and light all the souls who are struggling, consoling their hearts, and uplifting the spirit in every soul. Invoking the divine world and bringing that kingdom of Rama, God's kingdom, closer. Every soul in Sukh and Shanti. And giving everyone that mukti and Jivan mukti. Acknowledge your fortune and stabilize in your real powerful stage. Om Shanti. So try to bring your attention to how are you going to keep this stage alive, a stage of being a tower of peace alive, without much thinking and processing. How can you keep your stage alive for the rest of the day and rest of the week? What from today's Murli resonated to keep that stage alive? Feel free to unmute yourself and share your
Om Shanti.
opportunity.
So, very nice, Murli. Baba said that, foreigners, double foreigners have received a special lift. So, and also said how why they're going fast in their effort making. So that's very inspiring. And their speciality also Baba mentioned that they have that don't care attitude actually. So they don't think that about the public opinion or the society think about what they're doing. So whereas Bharat, people of Bharat have more concerns about what the people and the society would say. So when we are able to conquer this, then Baba says, half of the attachment, right? We are free from half of the attachments. So this is one reason why they are able to, um, break away all relationship faster and able to come fast, right? Able to make the effort fast, and therefore uh, they come last, though they come last, but they go fast. Om Shanti. Thank you.
So been there, done that. This is one of the standard slogan that we hear often in the sharings of double furnace. And there is this standard saying, been there, done that, देख लिया सब कुछ. So nothing new. That
Yeah.
that when it comes from your heart, and then you get to taste something beautiful and sustainable, then you can see a whole new different thing. Yeah.
Right.
So what do you think for us coming from Bharat to have that to come from our mouths, been there, done that? And especially to
So
go beyond public opinion, because we have a lot of lok laj maryadas, social norms, moralities, and all other stuff. What do you think
I
should
think,
we practice to go beyond?
yeah. So I think if you compare Bharatvasis and foreigners, Bharatvasis, they from a very beginning we know that they give a lot of respect to the family, and
Mm.
earlier it was all joint family. So they maintain all the connections and relationship with all the family members. In that, that has been a practice for long time, right? And now, if you compare that with double foreigners compared to Bharatvasis, foreigners don't have that much, right? They are not so attached to their family, so they are not born and brought up in that manners or that culture compared to Bharatvasis. So I think this is one reason why Bharatvasis is struggling to come out of it.
Mm. So what can we do now?
Okay, so what can we do now? So either, yeah, so we know that when, see, once we realize Baba, so we have to sacrifice something, right? So either, see, the faith that one has in Baba, so we'll have to come out of all this. How can we come out of all this? Is uh, putting, if you have to become a Farista, then we'll have to follow what Baba says, right? His statement.
Mm.
There is no other way.
Mm. So there is one thing, I mean, being here for last 20 years and then listening to double foreigners, BKs who are in white skin. So they have always this complaint. Their complaint is, see, like you pointed out, most of the families are nuclear families. And if you stay with your parents after 18 years old, you're a big loser in your life. That is the mindset that they have set up in the Western world. So they look up to, when is this guy going out of the house? So in a way, there is this feeling that they're never loved by their parents. When they look up to BKs from Indian background, they look at their parents and then they see that, look, even at this age of 30 and 40 years old, their parents are still loving them, wanting to come back. They long for that kind of affection. And their standard complaint is this, like, why did I born here?
Yeah.
you know so I hear from seniors, I'm not talking about any new BKs who have been in Gyan for 30, 40 years. Even now, recently I heard from her mom, I hope if I can have my mother like Indian mother. you know Even now she says. So one thing I feel, that we have to take the best of both worlds. We have an access to best of both worlds. One thing is, so I had the same problem when I first came to Gyan. My mom was kind of close to me, and one of the things that she used is that she said, like, you have to get married. If you don't get married, if anything happens to me, you will be the reason for my death. So that is the sentiment that she used. And I really felt for her. I was kind of stuck in a sentiment, like, wow, I'm in a dilemma now. This is what she is telling. And then I realized that I like her and I appreciate what she has done for me all throughout the life. And I still want her to do the same thing for me even now. Then Baba brings our attention to something little bigger. And then I said, like, look, I have my responsibility for 84 mothers who are like you, from whom I have taken love from. I have obligation towards 84 mothers. And this is the only opportunity that I have. And this is the realization that came in my mind. I said that I still want you in my life, but I have a bigger responsibility. And this literally I told to my mother. She was shocked. What the heck is this guy telling? And then she started going to the center. And then when she first came to Madhuban, she saw the flavor of love and affection that genuinely Baba's children have for each other. And then she felt that, yeah, what this guy is telling makes sense. And then you don't have to break free from the Indian flavor of love. and you take it to the next level. So, in other words, like Mike George has this saying, what's in your way is the way. So, whatever is the setup that we came upbringing that we came up from, we use that as a launch pad, and then from there we lift to the next level, take it to the next level, accept all the love and affection that we get from our community and with our friends, family, and everyone, and take it to the next level. And we want to have the same flavor of love from Avyakt family and from BapDada, and have and convert that into a spiritual love. And then when I started thinking about that, oh, this is the best of both worlds. You don't want to be like a double farmer,
Very
dry
nice.
and loveless in your life, very technical and heady. No, we want to have best of both worlds. We want to take all the love and affection that we upbringing that we came up from, and then take it to the next level. Don't get stuck in the limited, but and desire for more of that love, and more real, more long lasting, more sustainable. Only thing that you have to do is like make it spiritual. That's it. And everything else follows. It is a win-win game. You never lose anything. Sometimes when we have this, I need to let go of something, so then I have to have vairag. Oh, I like that, but I have to let go of it now so that I can get this. I don't even think in that direction. Think that I like this, I want more of this, but for a long term, but from the real people, and then take it to more next level. Like this is the same person, but this is also a soul. This is a divine soul. This is Baba's soul. And then as we take it to the next level, we use that as a launch pad. I was just thinking on it. Yeah.
Very nice,
Oh,
Shraddha, for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's such a unique and broad-based thinking.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you.
nice.
Om Shanti Harshbhai.
Shanti.
Harshbhai, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
As you were saying, I was just thinking all this Bharatvasis, foreigners, double foreigners, all these concepts and all, they are just concepts. But I could have you were born in that country and you were a part of resident of that country. But there are some of us who went abroad just in search of a job. But we were originally born and brought up in Bharat, but we went there in search of a job. And for job purposes, we stayed there for a long number of time. And the Yagya called us double foreigners. And it was a brand label, I should say, when you come to Madhubani. Even the batch which you get is a different batch. Even the entry which you get into BapDada is a special. So there was always a kind of a special, even though I do not know whether I accepted. I liked it because it was a kind of a special thing, way we were treated. But I knew I was not a double foreigner. And after leaving all the shows and coming down to India and staying here as a thing, I now realize all these foreigners, double foreigners, they are just concept. There is nothing called as a double foreigners. They are all Bharat bodies. Now they are there in a different body born in that country. But the soul is an original soul belonging to the Baba, just gone for some karma over there in that land. So it's only such souls who are picked up by Baba, and then the knowledge is there. So it is inevitable that the knowledge will be there with them. So whenever this concept, that's why when it comes, I think basically we have to think first, we are souls, we are Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. That's the first concept I always distinguish whenever the word double foreigners come. But I used to but I have often seen in Baba's Murlis, BapDada is proud of the double foreigners. BapDada sees them as double crowns. BapDada feels that the world, this he often mentions, that world or Baba will be revealed by the double foreigners, and then the thunder will blow in Bharat. Then that roar of Baba has come in Bharat. I used to think even about all these mentions which Baba made in the Avyakt Murli. But his reference today in the Murli, the specialities which he has given, that really gives us the effort of the double foreigners. See, their Maya is very easy for them. Now that position of what easy Maya is prevalent in India today. In India earlier, it was not easy. It was considered for you a sin to step away from your family or to leave your family and children and go away, other than the Rishi Munis and all. So now what is prevailing in Bharat, that was already there. And I also like that one thing where Baba mentions that they lack nothing. There is a feeling that you get everything in abroad, that you will be full, but in Bharat, there are so many below the poverty line. That's why when they come down, they are the first step towards renunciation. Easily they can give up because they have tasted it. So these were some few special points which Baba was mentioning of souls who have crossed the boundaries and all and gone to the other country to serve. I just take it as that approach. I don't take it as foreigners, double foreigners and all. I take it as that approach. Because if you see, as you said, Indian body over there or a white-skinned body over there. Sometimes I think, what's the difference? That's just the body. The soul is the origin. That's where Baba is touching. So it's a very a concept. I think sometimes I feel it's a misnomer also. So I take it just to be as God's children. But Baba just wants them to give them a special recognition because he feels they are double, as I put in the chat box, because they have come from faraway land and then they have come crossing mountains and oceans and walls and coming to Bharat. That's why Baba calls them as a double foreigner children. Otherwise, we are all foreigners as we have left our home and we are away from. It's a concept which I think we have to just touch it from Baba's viewpoint when he refers it as a group. Om Shanti.
Yeah.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yes,
Am I
Sanjay.
audible? Actually, what I feel about double foreigners. The first of foreigners, that actually our place is Paramdham. And when we are here in a foreign land, that is, in Hindi it's called Videsh, right? Videsh means Vikaron ka desh, right? We are in a foreign we are in a foreign land. And when it is talked about double foreigners, see, we are doing Purusharth in adverse circumstances, that is in Kalyuga. But what the double foreigners, they are doing Purusharth in even more adverse circumstances than us. So Baba calls himself that Videsh to hai, double Videsh, मतलब और ज़्यादा adverse है. And if a person, if he does Purusharth in a very, very adverse circumstance, he is given special recognition, right? It is, Baba talks in that way, basically. Om Shanti.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Any thoughts? See, I see one thing, especially when Baba shares, when we see from Baba's point of view, when we say point of view, means like his viewpoint is beyond cultural influence. And his agenda is always virtues and powers. So whatever context he's talking about double foreigners, it's just a cultural context. It's not just the color of the skin or the climate or the wealth. Wealth is to some extent got to do with the culture. It's more about the culture. Culture is all about values and virtues. And it is all about like, okay, look at this. They use this. This can be used to get over renunciation, get over your attachment. And you can use this point of view because of that. And then Baba brings our attention to that abilities that is within us to leverage and then move forward, right? So Baba always, whoever comes in front of them, he has something unique about them. If he say there is a group from Rajasthan, they say like, oh look, this is the Rajyoga Rajyoga Dam. He says that, right? And if you say Karnataka, I mean, it's all Natak, so you are beyond all of this Natak. And then he has something unique to say about them. He never uh, compares against somebody else. He says, like, look, he compares against your own context. And he always brings your attention to look, this is your capability. This is your capability to go beyond attachment. This is your capability to be royal. This is your capability to go beyond drama. This is your capability to be indoor. If somebody comes on indoor, he says, this is your capability to be introverted. Like try to connect whatever context you are in to use it for your own upliftment, right? So I really enjoy this Murlis because Baba has a different point of view. He sees things within us which we don't see ourselves. And then if we see, then we can use it. That comes.
Yeah, even I agree with what you said, because Baba sees it beyond a glance. See, when the Padramani takes place, there was in one Murli where Baba said, nothing he could see below our heads, He could just see lights everywhere. I used to see how when BapDada is sitting there on a stage, does he see me, how I look? Am I Girija? Is this Harshabai, or how does he see? So that time in one Murli, Baba had said, it is such a beautiful, he sees all his points of light. So when he is referring, as you rightfully said, it's just a context and it's just to glorify that place. Harshabai, in the Murli, it's just a small query if you have time. It's something about the history. It is written that 10 or 12 years back, that is, it means 1967, these double foreigners were invoked. I'm sorry, I was just thinking, I have never read anywhere in the Adi Dev like this when I used to read the Adi Dev, where Baba only going to Bombay or away from Bombay. Do you have any idea about that sentence, 10 or 12 years back?
So
Itself,
is it here
they were
in this
invoked.
movie?
Yeah, it's there. I don't know which part because I know. So when I read that, then
Invoking foreigners 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah. You are such sweet souls and
yeah.
so this is more about Australia.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
Australia, if you actually see just the historical Yagya history context. So Dadi Janki went to London, and Charlie Bai, Ken Bai, Anthony Bai, these three came together at the same time to Yagya, and they came in London. These people are originally from Australia. Their roots are in Australia. And Baba is invoking them for a while, in other words. So, especially this is in the context of Australia, right? So, where Baba is talking about, Baba has been invoking them for a while. And at that time, if you can just look at the timeline of Ken Bai and Charlie Bai, and what were they doing? They were around London. They were doing the whole tour, world tour, spiritual shopping. You can hear from their personal sharing. They were doing that spiritual shopping, and then they walked by Bharat, and then they ended up in London, and then that's where they came across Baba. So in other words, Baba is invoking them. And here in San Francisco, around this time, actually around August, something around that. So that's where the service started here. Sister Denise came here. Sister Denise is also from London, but she started, along with Chandraben, started the service in Canada, Canada to Texas, Texas to San Francisco. So this is around that time.
Thank you, brother. It was so much secret invocations. I would really love to know from these Muris. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's take a few minutes to meditate. Based on the Murlis that you have heard from Baba, try to acknowledge the qualities Baba is identifying in you. Try to acknowledge that feeling of natural vairag Baba is identifying in each one of us. Try to bring your attention to Baba's love that we have received. Make yourself very comfortable and stable in this awareness that Baba's love that you are experiencing is forever. Go into that comfort that you are always loved by God and always will be. And Baba's love always stays alive in your heart. Keeping you strong and making you into tower of peace and tower of light, tower of might. Become very stable. In this loving awareness, having Baba's love in our life forever. Keep Baba's love shining for the rest of the day. Keep Baba's love alive in your stage, in your mind, in your heart, in your presence. And let Baba do the service. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harshabhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day.